Hey there, let me ask you something. Do you like noodles? It's a simple question, right? But it's actually a perfect way to start talking about food. So in this explainer, we're going to learn exactly how to talk about all the food you love, but in English. Ready? Let's get started. Ooh, are you hungry? Because I gotta say, looking at all this delicious food is definitely making me hungry. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. All the useful English words and phrases you need for ordering, talking about, and of course, enjoying food. All right, first up, learning food words. I mean, it makes sense, right? Before we can talk about what we want to eat, we've got to know what things are called. So let's start with the absolute basics. Wow, okay, just look at all this. What an amazing spread of food. There is so much to choose from here. You know, a picture like this is actually a fantastic way to learn a bunch of new words all at once. So let's go ahead and pick out a few key ones and practice them together. Okay, our first word is chicken. Listen one more time. Chicken. All right, now it's your turn to say it out loud. Go on. Chicken. All right, next up, the one from our title, noodles. Let's say it again, noodles. Okay, your turn. Try it. Noodles. Perfect. Now here's a word I bet you already know. Cheese. One more time for practice. Cheese. Now you say it. Cheese. Nice. And what about this one? Tomatoes. Listen closely again. Tomatoes. Okay, your turn. Go for it. Tomatoes. Great job. You know, here's a really great tip for remembering new words like these. Put them into groups. It just makes it so much easier. So for example, in the meat category, you've got things like chicken and beef. Then under seafood, you could have shrimp and salmon. For vegetables, things like lettuce and onions. And then in a category for others, you've got rice and bread. See? Grouping them like this really helps it all stick in your brain. Okay, great. Let's move on to our next section. Now that we've got some words down, let's actually use them. This is the fun part. We're going to learn how to ask people what they like to eat and how to answer too. So, the big question is, how do we actually ask? What's the right way to form a simple yes or no question about food? Don't worry, it's easy. Let's break it down. Okay, the pattern here is super simple. All you have to do is start with do you like and then just add the food word. So for example, do you like fish? And the answers are just as easy. You can say yes I do or no I don't. See, it really is that easy. All right, let's get a little practice in. Let's meet our friends here, Richard and Anita. We're going to figure out what kinds of food they like. Okay, now pay close attention to the grammar here, because this is really important. When we're talking about someone else, we have to add an S to the word like. So we don't say Anita likes sushi, we say Anita likes sushi. And when it's a no, we use doesn't like. For example, she doesn't like shrimp. It seems like a small thing, but it's a super important detail. Okay, on to our next section. Let's see how all of this works in a real-life situation. I mean, this is what it's all about, right? It's time to order some food. We're going to listen in on a quick chat between two friends, Rosa and Ricardo, while they try to decide what to eat. So the conversation starts with Rosa. She says, "I'm starving. Let's order takeout." Starving is a fantastic word to know. It just means you're really, really hungry. And takeout, of course, is when you order food from a restaurant to eat at home. So Ricardo agrees, and he has an idea. He says, sure, how about a Mexican restaurant? Now, that phrase, how about, that's a perfect, really common way to suggest something to someone. And here's Rosa's reply. I do, but not tonight, sorry. How about Korean food? You know, this is such a great example of how to say no politely. She first says she does like Mexican food. I do. But then she gently suggests something else using that exact same phrase. How about? All right, for our last section, let's take our taste buds on a trip around the globe. It's time to explore some seriously delicious and interesting foods from all different kinds of countries and cultures. I mean, just look at the amazing variety you can find out there. On the left, we've got banh mi from Vietnam. It's this incredible, flavorful sandwich. And then on the right, that's ceviche from Peru. It's this super fresh dish made with uncooked fish that's cured in citrus juice. They're totally different, but both are so, so popular. And honestly, the list just goes on forever. I mean, think about it. You've got kimchi from South Korea, amazing tacos from Mexico, all the different kinds of pasta from Italy, and of course, sushi from Japan. It feels like every single country has its own special, delicious flavors to share with the world. So, all of this brings us to one last really big question to wrap things up. What do you think is the best food in the entire world? Of course, there's no right answer. It's just a fun thing to think about and now to talk about. I really hope this helps you share all your favorite foods with people. Thanks so much for joining me.